everybody, and welcome back to the Dynamite Book. Thank you all who have been waiting patiently. Was sorting some stuff out, and obviously Dynamite ended a little bit late today. We had some overrun. There's tons to talk about, but I'm happy to have Danny back on the show. How are you today? Can you hear me?
I'm good. Yeah, to everybody that was waiting, it was my fault. But since it's almost Black History Month, I feel like I'm allowed to be a little bit late. No,
you know what? And that's reclaiming your time, if you will. You know, that's what we like to call it. But there was a lot that happened on this episode of Dynamite, and so let's go ahead and get into it. So we started off with Samoa Joe, our world champion, our king, our leader. And he essentially said that the rankings are back because none of you are worthy to just slide in and challenge for my championship. So he announced that. And then Hook pulls up and is just like, hey, I respect you, big bro, but I want another shot soon. So how did you feel about Samoa Joe and Hook kicking off the show?
Okay, to be honest, I love Samoa Joe as world champion. I feel like the promo that he cut, he's pretty much already cut. You know, he's talking about like, oh, y'all can't cut the line, like this system, whatever. But I was mad about it. My issue was that I think that Hook could have done well with some time off following that loss. I think. Oh, am I breaking up? You know, I'm gonna try to get it fixed. But you know, I think that Hook, had he taken a little stronger, I felt like.
I think you're breaking up.
Brittany, see my phone?
Yeah, you can just leave and come back.
Maybe
and I'll hold it down from here. Oh, I can hear you better now. Yeah, I can hear you just now.
Well, maybe.
Yeah, just leave and come back, and then and I'll just keep going. But yeah. So we have the Samoa Joe and the Hook segment. I thought this was fine. It was pretty short, but I think that short is good, especially when you think about how we used to have like these super long segments, like when MJF was world champion. So I thought that this was fine. Hook obviously isn't a talker, but that doesn't really worry me because I know like that's not like a long-term part of his character. So it was just cool to see him out there versus Joe. I love seeing Joe, suited up Joe. So that was pretty cool. And I'm glad that it was only 6 minutes to start. It did exactly what it needed to do. And it made the rankings feel like a big deal coming back because it is a big deal. And it should have never ended in the first place, but here we are. Then we had Hangman come out in anticipation for his match with Penta. Penta comes out in his new white and gold gear. The match was good. The best parts for me were obviously just Hangman being himself, you know, that's always a great thing. But I really enjoyed the interactions that Hangman and Samoa Joe had throughout that match. It was very clear. Samoa Joe was on commentary and kept talking about how, well, you're not worthy, you're not worthy, you're not worthy. And Hangman has just been getting bothered by everybody. Like everybody just climbs under his skin right now, which has been hilarious. Like even on the lower thirds when he came out, it said going through it. And I felt that.
He's so real.
How'd you feel about the Penta Hangman match?
Yeah, I'm back. The devil can't defeat me. But God is good. I loved the Penta Hangman match. Now I will say the audio had me fucked up because I was sitting there and I was like, TK, are you broke? Where did the money go? Because the first 5 minutes of this whole show, I was like, it was awful. And so it did definitely take me out of it a little bit. Now I can't talk, obviously, because my Wi-Fi just shut up. So maybe me and TK both broke. But regardless, Like the Penta Hangman match, I thought it was great. I thought it made sense in terms of, since we're bringing the rankings back, like, yeah, everybody wants to be on the show. Everybody wants to be, involved. And I really think that anytime any members of the Elite and Death Triangle link up, they don't miss. I loved it. There were lots of great, like, unique counters that I hadn't seen before. Yeah, I thought it was great. And it's always good to see Hangman. It's always good to see him.
Always great to see him. Oh, he looks amazing.
Twice today.
He's so awesome. Like, we got to see him twice.
We're spoiled.
Oh, shout out to Hangman. I hope he's having a great day. I hope he had a great post-match beer wherever he is, because he deserves it. Then we had Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, their passport names. They showed up to work late and had the nerve to ask Top Flight, said, did y'all just get here? They said, we've been here since 1 o'clock. They said, well, where are your credentials? We saw them credential profiling. They were credential profiling.
You know what? I didn't think about the undertones.
that was hilarious. Like, when I say that was hilarious, that was hilarious. Like, Matt Jackson is the best Karen ever. Like, Matt Jackson went full Karen. And
it's fully believable too.
He went full Karen.
You're sitting there like,
I loved it. I loved it. Yeah. Yes, I loved every second of it. And also, did you see how quick that was? Did you see how easy that was? In one 45-second segment, we already have hope for the tag division. You're already setting up a big time matchup. Just a little tease of Bucks versus Top Flight, which we know is going to be a movie.
You know what? I'm stupid, because I was sitting there and I was watching that interaction and I was like, this is fun. Young Bucks. I never even registered that Top Flight are also a tag team.
But they just came back to it. And so, like, what you mean? A lot of people didn't catch it, but obviously, like, that history has been there for, like, a while. But the Bucks have been off TV and Top Flight has been off TV, so it makes sense, like, that like, maybe people didn't immediately catch it. And then the last time that they ever came face to face, Top Flight was doing the trios unit thing versus the Elite for the trios titles, and so it was a whole different shebang back then. But.
And can I add, before we move on really quick, those suits are cold as hell. I was sitting there and I was like, now, they had no business putting that shit on like that. Because
they put that shit on. And I can't wait to get the full pictures that they're going to put on Instagram, because I know the shoes fly.
Oh, absolutely. I was sitting there and I was like, ain't no way I'm looking at this white man drip. Like, I got to step it up. That's crazy.
Oh, that's one thing about the Bucks. They're not cheap. There's nothing cheap about what the Bucks be putting on. They go to your shoe store and put up a couple thou wows.
And I respect it. Because I ain't got it like that. But when I do, I'm gonna be just like them. And you know what?
Absolutely.
In that spirit, I will now be Danielle. I'm in my executive era as well, so yes. Danielle Livingston, my passport name. Thank you. I just wanted to make that clear as well.
You know what? I can't participate in this because Lyric is my passport name. It's really hard to shorten it. I can't really shorten it. I can't really shorten it or extend it, because who am I going to be? Rick? Like. No,
I
mean, it's just, hey, somebody said like tonight's episode was blah. Matthew and Nicholas get on my damn nerves. Well, that's the point.
That's the point. That's the whole bit.
That's the point.
They're embracing that.
They're embracing it. And also, I thought outside of a few things, which we're gonna get to, I really like this, Matt. I really liked this this episode of Dynamite. But we're about to get to one of the things that I didn't like. So we had the Orange Cassidy promo. I didn't dislike that. But he was, how he does with Renee and be like, "Ooh, I'm tired. Y'all want to fight? You get the match. Why are they still bothering me? Why are y'all still talking to me?" Mm-hmm. Then he's like, "Okay, well, Trent got a match, so I got to go out there."
Yeah, that That's what I'm asking about him in this whole title reign. I'm like, why are you the way he be doing Renee is how I feel like I be sitting there doing Orange Cassidy. I'm like, I could do without this conversation too. I like Orange Cassidy. I'm over it though. I'm over it. And now knowing that the Roderick Strong match isn't gonna be until Revolution, like officially, like
he has 6 weeks.
You know,
I'm interested to see what he does with them because I'm gonna be honest, like his story arc really ended once he beat Mox, and so like once he beat Mox, like that was really it.
Exactly.
That was really it, and so that's what we have. But next up is what really kind of grinded my gears, and that is Wardlow versus Trent Beretta.
I knew you were gonna say that. I was watching that match like Lyric not gonna like this.
I would like also to say that match, I turned away for a solid 60 seconds and I came back. I said, I don't know what the fuck is going on. That whole spot on the outside, I said, it's like 10 of y'all out here, it's chairs and stuff. I said, it shouldn't be that type of match. And I know Trent Beretta has been going full hardcore.
It's not that deep.
But, and honestly, Trent Beretta isn't my problem.
There's no need for us to be doing all this.
Yeah, Trent Beretta isn't even my problem because Trent Beretta shows up every time you ask him to show up for work. He shows up at his job. He shows up at New Japan's job. He'll show up at any job that you ask him to show up at. But Wardlow, I don't know what it is, man. I just don't know what it is, man. It's just like everywhere we put you, it just don't work. We put Wardlow's been put.
Remember last week when I called Wardlow a wish Braun breaker, and you said I was too mean.
That was too mean because
he's been here watching this, and I said
it was mean because he's been out before Braun Breaker. Like that's almost insulting to Braun Breaker.
Here's what I'll say, right? The best example that I can give is like when you think about boy bands, for example, right?
Yes.
You think about classic boy bands and you think about niggas that hit and niggas that didn't. And some people have a really bright spot and a one-hit wonder moment. And some people have sustained success. Okay. Wardlow, we are trying to make, he is not.
That's real. I also think that when I'm glad you brought up the boy band comparison too.
It's like, you know what?
If he was a member of One Direction, which one would he have been?
Now, don't come in here disrespecting One Direction like that.
I like One Direction. I'm just saying that. I love One Direction. I'm just saying, post breakup, if Wardlow was a member of One Direction, which one would he have been? Which one would he be?
You're not gonna get me to say one as if one's bad. I'm not even for to put Wardlow in one of them conversations. Wardlow is the wanted.
I'm gonna do it.
Wardlow is the wanted.
No. No. The answer, thank you. Somebody said that. The answer is Liam. Liam is the answer.
Oh, well, all right, go ahead.
And
this is
why I said
I'll let that go.
Liam was my favorite in the original band, right? But everybody, he was. I was closely followed by Harry. Closely followed by Harry. Because Liam, it felt, I was tricked into believing he was the best singer. However, Liam went solo, and his first single was the biggest flop. His first single flopped worse than just about everybody else's first single. And that's when I realized that some people just are not meant to go solo. And that's okay. And Wardlow reminds me of Liam Payne in that. So I don't know what they're going to do with him. And also, somebody said this on Twitter, but Adam Cole coming out with the crutches is kind of throwing me off. It's kind of throwing me off because it feels like if you're the leader of this faction.
You peeked in the group.
Oh. I feel like if you're the leader of this faction, right, that you should be somehow menacing or intimidating. However, it feels like if this guy's supposed to be the leader, why should I be scared of him or afraid of him when all I have to do is just kick his crutch out from beneath him and he'll fall down? That's literally it. That's all you have to do to Adam Cole at this point. I just don't understand why he has to continue to keep being on TV. But
guys, I promise I paid my internet bill. I promise I did.
But yeah, I was saying that I think that what was the Adam Cole being on crutches? I'm just saying that why should you be scared of him if you could just kick his crutch out from under? If you didn't, you could just kick the crutch.
I said, girl, nobody worried about you. All you got to do is run a little bit. You lost him.
That's it. Unless a Wardlow gonna carry him, literally, physically carry him.
And I don't know how good Wardlow would be at carrying anyone. But
all right, let's wrap this up.
All right. I don't even hate the man. I don't know why. I don't know why he's
I don't either. It's just that he just lost his touch and it just never came back. It just never came back. I don't know.
Our lives are short.
You know how like when you really used to like, you know when you really used to like somebody, but maybe they didn't like you at the time. But by the time they start liking you, you don't really like.
You're like, nah.
You're not really feeling it. You know, like
missed your shot.
Yeah, like it's just like I don't even feel anything at this point. So that's how I feel about Wardlow. Moving on, we had the first of several women's segments of the night. No, we're going to talk about this women's division going on, but we had Deonna versus Deonna and Tony, which was a live segment. When they first did they said it was going to be an in-person sit down. I didn't know how it was going to be structured, but they actually had them in front of the live crowd, which is pretty rare for AEW having the women in front of a live crowd, and they had a pretty sizable chunk of time as well. It was, and honestly, I felt like Deonna looked great. I felt like she talked great. The matching tattoos was crazy.
So.
And also, I will say, everybody called AEW broke at the beginning of the episode because of the split screens. Not split screens, because of the sound. And I felt like they came back later in the episode with the split screen, the half black and white.
Yeah. I said, dang, y'all spent on the money on the visuals. You ain't got no audio guy.
They said we got the visuals, okay? We got the visuals. And so they had the split screen with the black and white and the color, which was insane.
Cool.
It was cool. And so Tony basically admitted that she remembers Deonna. And so it just seems like Tony's going to keep descending into madness where she remembers more and more of her past as she comes back to Earth. And I'm excited. I want them to bring back more people out of her past. Like, since we just booking anybody over at AEW right now. And I mean, I mean that in the best way possible. Start making them calls. Start calling them people, Tony Khan.
Absolutely.
Get Rossi on the phone and make him like you. I don't know what to tell you. Make him like you. But
I feel like, go ahead.
I was just saying it was great. I really enjoyed it. I was shocked. I'm not gonna lie. Like, they've taken every opportunity and they've knocked it out of the park so far.
Absolutely. And I think Deonna, like you said, has definitely translated. Sometimes people come over to AEW from wherever and like they take a little bit, or like the audience takes a little bit. I feel like she registered very quickly as like a serious threat. Like, it makes sense that she's in the position that she's in to challenge for the title. Like, I was sitting there, I was like, yeah, you got it. I will say, this will be my one comment. Deonna, I think she's great. Tony, I think you're great. Deonna, I will say, if you know they're going to zoom in on your ankle, make sure the spray tan go top to bottom. But other than that, I thought the segment was great. I'm really excited to see the match. Yeah,
I will say it's just little things that I've even noticed about her. Just adjusting to like live TV is pretty hard. And like, she come from a background when she was doing primarily tape shows. So it, it makes sense that, like some of it is going to be a learning curve. But like I said, I really enjoyed it. And I think that one of the things that really helped Deanna was debuting in her hometown. I do think like having that big crowd reaction, because as we see, crowds make a huge difference, because this one sucked.
You guys were losers.
Atlanta sucks. And it's just like, I think they're doing it. Is that Atlanta this weekend? And because I'm almost positive the Atlanta show should be lit.
It better be. I said, how we open up with Hangman and y'all giving us nothing?
Yeah. Come on. Yes, girl, give us nothing. That's exactly what happened. But then after that, we had Taya Valkyrie and Johnny TV make a surprise appearance. I wasn't expecting that. They were coming from Ring of Honor, where they primarily wrestle now, and essentially, don't get me wrong, I think the promo ate. I think that they look great together on TV. I think I was a fan of it, and I will say TK is here for everybody. I feel like he's coming to take everybody's fans. He said, you TNA fans, you want a TNA match? I'm going to give you a TNA match next week. New Japan fans, you want a New Japan match? We're going to give y'all those. Like, leave these people's fan bases alone.
You know what it is? It feels like, like maybe again, like when you're really trying to go out with somebody and you're trying everything. So that you're like, well, maybe, I don't know, maybe he likes sporty girls. Maybe he likes so-and-so. Maybe he likes, and then eventually you're like, you know what? I'm just going to be myself, who is a combination of all these things, and we'll see what that attracts. Okay. And I feel like that's the era of AEW where we're in now, where we're like, okay, we're just going to give you a little taste of everything, but it's going to feel like us. It's going to feel authentic, and if it's your taste, then it's your taste. I'll say to this promo, definitely wasn't. I mean, I would say neither one of them, honestly, are my faves. I was funny though, because I was sitting there with my sister who doesn't watch a lot of wrestling, and she looked up and she said, I thought Seth Rollins was in WWE. I said, oh.
I'm almost positive John TV is a solid 10 years older than Seth Rollins, if I'm not mistaken. Because Johnny Nitro back in my day, and I was a little, I was But anywho, more of the story is that I think that Deanna and Taya will be a fine match for next week, just because they have chemistry, they worked together before, they have a lot of history, and so I think we're guaranteed a solid match. I will say, TK has basically said implicitly at this point, no more shitters on Dynamite, like.
Gamers only
real hoopers only the people who can really rap, real rappers only.
If you got a ghostwriter, go home.
If you don't write your raps, go home. So that's what we're doing, and so I'm here for it, because both are really great veterans. Next, we had our ace of the world, Jon Moxley, came and cut a cryptic promo. Listen, I've said it before and I said it again. Jon Moxley is in world champion shape, specifically IWGP world champion shape. Do what you want with that information. I don't really care. He looks great. He seems motivated, and he hasn't called any names out, which makes me think. Charlie said this on Twitter, and we talked about this when we were recording the pod this week, but makes me think that TK thinks he's gonna land Big Rainmaker and lob us Mox Okada at Revolution.
Okay.
So, and
let me just say, I wrote an article for Black Girl Wrestling that was a bit controversial. Making the case as to why maybe Okada would think about going to WWE. Spoiler alert, my article for tomorrow is, I was not being serious. Okada, please. Please go to WWE. So I want y'all to know I haven't lost my damn mind. But, as far as Mox, I could definitely see Mox Okada as a huge, huge moneymaker. I think I love Moxley because it doesn't matter where he is. It doesn't matter what position he's in. He's always going to come across as an absolute main eventer, an absolute stud, and you know he's going to give you a fantastic match. So when I look at like the current landscape of AEW, I'm kind of with you where I'm like, I don't know directly where you fit in terms of this, but it doesn't matter because you're Moxley, you know? And I just want to see you do whatever you're gonna do. It's really cool to kind of be able to have that level of faith in performers to be like, I'm actually not worried about you at all. Like you got it.
Exactly. And Jon Moxley is exactly one of those guys. Some people said that it could be Ospreay as well. That could be cool. I'm down for both. Their first match was absolutely incredible at Windy City Riot 2 years ago. The finish was a little wonky, but you know, and then obviously they had the triple threat earlier this year at Wrestle Kingdom. I ain't heard no news about Okada being likely to go to that other place now.
I saw that. I did.
Oh, I didn't. Maybe I got stuff muted.
I immediately acted like it didn't exist, but I did see it. That's what there are people saying that.
Yeah, there are people saying
and
that.
I already said, I swear to God, if I have to watch Okada fight Dominic Mysterio, I am going to ship my flesh to TK's door and I'm gonna make him eat it. Because what do you mean? How you let that happen?
Y'all sedate me now.
Cash Money calls you, save us.
Douse a jean jacket and bleach and shove it down my throat. I'm so serious. Like, I hate to be that person. They said Kazoo in NXT.
That's what the report said.
Oh, and I know which report that. I know which report said. We'll talk offline. Never mind. I know exactly. Girl. Beyonce, okay, girl. Okay, girl. Anyway, next we have Swerve versus Jeff Hardy. I don't know, but Jeff Hardy has dropped the dead weight, and his brother in the AE, he said he feel like Jeff Hardy in 2006. I don't
know. Okay, I went into this match, you know, with Hardy level expectations, Hardy level 2024 expectations. I was sitting there and I was like, what is man kind of moving? Like, hold on, you know, he kind of doing a little something. Yeah, look, I have always been a Jeff Hardy fan, and that can be tough. I also feel like a lot of Black kids growing up were Jeff Hardy fans. I couldn't exactly explain to you why, but he was just, you know, maybe he was because he was an underdog and he was, you know, but anyway, so always rooting for him to do well, whether he's on screen, whether he's off screen, like, you know, whatever. But again, having those sort of tempered expectations and having seen him tag so much with Matt, you know, but this was I had fun. I liked this match. I also think Swerve is absolutely on fire right now. Like, it was going to be very difficult for Swerve to have a shit match. He's just not that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had fun. What did you think?
Barack Obama wishes
what?
No, listen. Chill. Barack Obama wishes that he was as popular as Jeff Hardy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Especially amongst the Black community. And it's nice to know that good favor, it still carries on today. Because like we talked about, that crowd was dog shit. Mm-hmm. But when they heard that music, when them people,
I said, go on, Jeff.
It reminded, it just took me back to the moment of like, when I went to my first ever AEW pay-per-view, which was Full Gear 22. It was in New Jersey. I got some old friends from college. We had never been on a trip together before, but we had been talking about it for years. I said, hey, does anybody want to go to a wrestling show with me? We used to watch like pay-per-views together back then. I didn't even know if they were still in the wrestling. They said, we don't even watch this anymore. We'll go. So we bought tickets for the live Rampage they did the night before Full Gear. And so keep in mind, like they kind of into it. these are guys, so they're watching football on their phones and stuff. And because I think we had a game, USC had a game, and all of a sudden they heard that Hardy music. And when I say
brains are off,
grown men rose out of their seats, I said, "Oh my God!" And then it was so funny because one of them pulled me aside, like at the trip at the airport, said, "Hey, thank you I had the best time of my life. I feel like I'm a child again." So it's just something about that feeling that Jeff Hardy just brings out of folks, out of grown Black people.
Grown Black people. And you know what? Like, it's really astonishing, like, because you think about, you know, some of the things that have happened off screen, and then you look at Jeff Hardy and you're just like perpetual babyface. Every time he came back, everybody's just like, Jeff Hardy.
Isn't that, you know, more on brand though? Like, Black people always got that one cousin who got in trouble.
Yeah.
But you still
like,
that's your favorite. Like, everybody has that one like problem cousin.
Yeah, you like this stuff.
Like, yes, like, please don't do that shit again. But you know, like, you still a family. So I think
and every time you check the news, you're like, Jeff, like, I know you can do better than that.
Like, why are you PD? Why are you live PD?
Come on, live PD is crazy.
I have so many stories. But what I was gonna say, yeah, Jeff, and also it didn't hurt that he really did bring his A game at this. Like you said, Swerve can have a good match with anybody at this point. This is a great win. Obviously, it's to solidify him in the rankings. So this went pretty well. I can't complain. And then we moved into a live promo afterwards. Hangman was talking to Renee backstage, and
okay, I'm done.
And then he's talking to her, and then Swerve said, "You need to be interviewing me." And Hangman gets all flustered and starts babbling and just like, "You're always in my stuff." Blah, 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 blah. He said, "What did he say?" He said, Swerve, I thought you was acting different now." He said, "New year, new me, dumbass."
I said, "Yeah, you tell him."
I know them kids used to have you flustered up in that school. Like, when he gets so overwhelmed. But then AEW announced the coolest thing ever, and it's that they are going to choose each other's opponents for next week.
I love that.
So you know they about to.
Who do you want to see? Who do you want to see?
Oh.
Because I swear to God, if I turn on Dynamite next week and I watch Swerve Strickland versus Jeff Jarrett, I'm gonna lose my damn mind. It better be give me some work.
No, even though, hey, like, stand up for Jeff Jarrett. I don't know, but
I wish I could delete a comment in real life.
Stand up for Double J, man. I would like. Honestly, I have so many picks. It depends on like who's on tour for New Japan right now. Mm-hmm. I would love like Hangman versus Shingo Takagi. That would be my absolute dream. But I think Shingo might be on tour, the New Beginning tour for New Japan. But you know, I don't know. Maybe put him against one of these pure old heads since everybody else is getting one.
Yeah, I'm like,
everybody else getting one. I would like to. They said somebody said that Satoshi Kojima's still in the country. Would love to see that. Who else? I actually would love to see a good rematch between Hangman and Lance Archer because their Texas Death Match was so good. Yeah. For Swerve, I'm not sure. You gotta say who would Hangman book against Swerve? Like, it would just have to be somebody who's as terrorizing as he is.
I vote Takeshita. Maybe just because I want to see Takeshita.
But that would be fire. But I mean,
you mean somebody
Hangman and Takeshita still got like residual beef, I think. So
okay, but like, come on, don't you want somebody to beat somebody else? Like,
somebody said Kyle Fletcher. Now that match would be fire.
Oh, absolutely. But
that match would be fire, but it doesn't sound like a Hangman pick. Like, and also that would be like a heel versus heel dynamic.
Hangman has so many ops. Really,
he does. He really does.
Who can he pick that might not be his enemy? We might have to pick somebody we don't like. Okay. Just because we hate Swerve more. I said we. I said we because me and Hangman always on the same.
We like that in the club with my twin. I don't know. There's so many people. I would, like I said, I would take. I would borrow somebody. Why not? So get one of these New Japan young boys out here. They need some reps right now.
Yeah.
Big match reps. I don't know. I don't know. But you know what? This is actually cool. That for once, I really don't know.
I know, and it's such a super cool concept, and I think it makes sense for the way that they've been interacting with one another. Because I got so scared when they started cutting that promo. I was like, "Don't do it next week on Dynamite. Do not do this rematch with these two next week on Dynamite." And then they were like, "Oh yeah, they're gonna pick each other's opponents." I said, "Oh, that's fun."
Yep. So we have that, and then up next we had Thunder Rosa versus Red Velvet. All right. Red Velvet is fantastic.
She's great. I
very
love
fluid motion. But I think because she's so fluid and so flexible, it made it even more noticeable how stiff Rosa is, and not the good
and slower moving.
Very slow, and I'm not sure if it. Obviously, she's probably still adjusting because coming back from a back injury that took her out for over a year. But Miss Rosa, Miss Girl, if you want to be back in world title contendership, and especially with how deep this roster has gotten, it's gonna have to be. You gonna have to.
You know what it feels like? The women's division in AEW right now. I'm so excited. There's so much talent, but I'm still trying to figure out direction-wise where we're going, what makes sense. Like even the whole Statlander and Willow thing. I'm trying to figure out where we're gonna go with this, because it feels like when you invite your rich friend over to your house and you're a little bit insecure, because if Mercedes is coming, we got to make sure the house is in order. Okay.
Yeah.
We're not having Mercedes step in the door and she gonna have to step in and look to her left, and it's Thunder Rosa who's not ready to go. Okay. I'm not doing that. So if you're building her up to be a title contender and we real life, trying to take this whole thing to the next level, be for real.
Bingo. I think that you have a great point. And I was also going to say is that if the first wave of the women's division does not evolve, they will be left behind. There's a lot of great new blood that was added. And there was also we're essentially on this, I would say the third major talent wave of the AEW women's division. So you had your first big wave, like when the company is first starting. You had your second wave, essentially, I would say from 2021 to 2022, when obviously WWE releases all those folks. And so that's when you get Ruby, Tony, Athena, Saraya, all these people, right? And now we're on this last wave. And this wave is...
These girls are good.
And not even just that. These are not the girls who got cut from WWE. These are not the girls who got cut from anywhere. These are the girls who are the top free agents in the world, and they are purposefully choosing this women's division to make their mark. You have Mariah May, you have Deonna Purrazzo, you have Megan Bayne, who's about to be coming in. And so if the first wave is not willing to evolve, then that first wave is DMD, Rosa, who else? Chris Statlander. A lot of those types. Now, Chris Statlander has evolved.
I love Stat.
And that's why Statlander is that girl.
And she very, very clearly still fits in this landscape.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, obviously Jamie. And when Jamie
we
came
just,
back,
we just need my good sister to come back.
we always waiting on Jamie.
We always locked in with twins.
Yeah. She right here with us.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's also really cool because it is kind of for the first time, like, okay, like feet to the fire, like it's all the way go in the women's division. And if you're not ready, you're gonna get left behind, which, obviously you don't like to hear on like a personal level, but on a professional competitive level, it's really cool because it means everybody's stepping their game up, Yeah.
Step up or step out. And it's just to the point to where the roster is so stacked to the point. It's like the men's roster, right? Of just, you can't justify Jeff Jarrett being on TV every week when you have a main event scene like Hangman, Swerve, and Samoa Joe, all these people who need to be on TV. Like it's really hard to justify that. And so I'm interested to see how they incorporate some of these veterans, and not even veterans isn't the right word, but these AEW originals. Like I'm interested to see how Sheeta is going to be rebuilt. I think Chris Statlander is going to be fine.
Yeah.
I think that it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, Riho is Big Brock. She Brock Lesnar. She come in.
That's my girl, bro.
She can pay her big bucks. She get it like 3 big pops out of y'all per year, and then she go home. And
exactly,
I gotta respect it.
The Mr. Money in the Bank. That's what they calling her.
Period. The ratings juggernaut. She's
all the way that girl. I think Rio should beat Samoa Joe. I think she's the only one that can do it.
Absolutely. Duh. Like what are you saying? She just win everything. But yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see how a lot of these people are rebuilt. Yuka Sakazaki is supposed to be full-time now in AEW going forward. And so that's going to be interesting.
And even think about like Athena.
But you know what? What people say about Mercedes, I feel exactly that way about Athena, of just you getting the house in order before Mercedes come. I feel like after everything that Athena did in Ring of Honor, you got to get the house in order. You got to get this. I know people want her to be on AEW TV, but honestly, was AEW TV ready for her?
Ready for her.
And it really wasn't. Let's just be real. And it still barely is. Like, AEW got to get their house in order because Athena, that's big business.
Absolutely. Business. And if you're not ready for that, don't step into it.
Exactly. So that's how I feel on the situation currently. When is Megan Bayne coming? I expect soon. I'm almost positive that the current Chris Statlander Willow Stokely story is leading to the debut of Megan Bayne, which I think would be great. I think it's going to be great. Yeah. And also, like, I love a stallion in wrestling.
Oh, absolutely.
Tall girl supremacy. I'm not a tall girl, but I identify with.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'7".
That's not short. I'm 5'7", but I'd be acting like I'm 6'11", so that's all that matters.
I mean, my personality is 7'2".
Would I stand on my money?
I mean, I am 7'2" when I'm standing up straight. But
that's all they saying.
That Dominic called me. But in my mind, I identify as a tall girl. I really love tall women energy. It makes me feel safe. It makes me feel secure.
You're an ally to the tall community.
Yes, I'm in the Megan Thee Stallion fan club. We meet twice a week. But yeah, so that's currently what we're doing with the women's division. Also, there was a Serena Deeb vignette somewhere in here. She's coming back. Also, 2 women's matches announced in advance for Collision. Has hell frozen over? I don't know. I think it just means money's coming. I don't know. It's just my fingers tingling. Y'all,
what I'm saying.
My fingers, they itching. They itching for that.
I can hear it. It smells like cash. But look, I'm saying I saw that and I was like, there's no way. 2? Does he know? Who's gonna tell him? But I have noticed that, with the elevation of the women's division, they're getting more time, and I think, well, I won't get into it because the whole argument about whether or not they should have been getting more time, yes, they should have. A lot of it was rooted in misogyny, whatever. But I think that now, like you said, some people just have that absolute undeniable Mercedes Moné star power that changes the way we do things entirely. If she's coming in here, y'all better act right.
Exactly. Period. And also, I would just like to say, when you don't have 20-minute promos every week, you got time for so much other stuff.
And I want to say that directly to Chris Jericho. Okay.
Oh, I was talking Maxwell Jacob Friedman.
Oh, it can be both. Okay. You talk too damn much.
Enough. Oh, ball them up.
Or, you know, my mom's a teacher. She'd be like, everybody reach up, put a bubble in your mouth. That's you, Jericho.
And we had the Acclaim versus Mogul Embassy. The Acclaim came out, Bang Bang Scissor Gang with the Bullet Club Gold. This was actually one of Max Caster's first coherent raps in a very long time.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, you know, it happened and went way too long.
Yes.
I would have rathered about 6 of those minutes go to the Suzuki Copeland match.
Agreed.
But you know, it was fine. It was fine. You're never gonna make me hate the Acclaimed.
Never.
Never. And yeah, I think that I can live with it. What is this collision card looking like this week? I'm going, yeah, it's a lot. Mariah May versus Lady Frost. It's Bryan Danielson versus Yuji Nagata. Serena Deeb come back. I'm gonna be honest, I forgot everything else. Oh, and the big cage match.
Bald hair, yeah.
House of Black versus FTR Garcia. Yeah, collision about to be nice. Yeah. Collision about to be nice. Somebody said Yuji Nagata, the only blue life that matters. I said
I want to counter that, right? Also, the people that work at Culver's. When I say I back the blue, I mean the people who be wearing the aprons and the uniform at Culver's. I'm Midwestern. So protect the blue.
When I say I back the blue, I mean Blue Justice, aka Yuji Nagata. That's it. That's it, y'all. That's it. Wow. That's all I got. And I bet when they be wearing them blue aprons in the bear. That's it. You know, that's it, y'all. That's me, y'all. So yeah, you know, the cage match, not the cage match. The trios match happened. Acclaimed won. I'm still anticipating this unification match down the line. Whatever. And then we had the grandfather off. Oh, go on.
Oh, I was gonna say real quick, right? Bang Bang Scissor Gang, it don't make no damn sense. As to why these two groups would want to be involved, it makes no sense. But I say it on Twitter, and I'll say it now, right? Some things can just be fun, all right? Not everything is a blood feud, not everything, whatever. Just sit up there and say, scissor me daddy ass, and have your little fun, damn it. Because some of you guys are just miserable. Okay.
And they're going to sell so much stuff. Like, guys, the thing is, I will say that I need people to realize there's a market for everything. And you may hate the Acclaim. You may feel some type of way, but guess what? Bullet Club.
Not everybody hates the Acclaim.
They sell like hotcakes. Mm-hmm. You know that Bang Bang Scissor Gang thing is going to go straight to #1 on PWTs.
Now, here's my thing, right? Like, I don't know where you can wear that shirt without answering lots of questions.
That's how I felt about most of the Acclaim shirts. But you know what though? I wore the I just looked, it's one of the top sellers of the week. But I wore the scissor. No, it said, what does it say? It was some scissor Christmas sweater last year. Mm-hmm. Nobody actually said anything.
Really? Well, see, I feel like that might be worse. Because what do y'all say when I leave?
Yeah, I don't think, you know what though, I really think like people just weren't paying attention.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't think like, you know,
yeah,
people like really, especially when it comes to the ugly Christmas sweaters and stuff, because you know, like
they say whatever. Yeah,
there'd be so much going on. Like there just be so much going on, so many patterns and stuff like that.
The scissor me daddy ass doesn't look that crazy.
Yeah, and so and they don't. No, I didn't have that one. I didn't have that one. Mine said scissor me under the mistletoe.
Okay.
But it was the way that they like spelled out the font and everything, and it had like little scissors and stuff.
Sure,
like,
Lyric. Sure. Yeah. You like it, I love it.
You know, now the Scissor Me Daddy Ass one is in like big fat ass font. It says Scissor Me Daddy Ass. You can't miss that one.
Yeah.
The other one, it was like a lot more subtle.
Yeah.
You know, but hey, I have the Acclaim merch. I have several.
I don't have any because I'm scared, but I want those. They be wearing the baseball jerseys, and I be terrorizing Anthony Bowens on Twitter because they sell the basketball jerseys, but not the baseball ones. That's what I want. All right.
They did those in special order.
I know, but like, be so for real. Okay, I'm just a girl.
I'm just a girl. Absolutely. And last but certainly not least, we had our grandfather off. I would like to say this was probably the greatest back-to-back entrance theme battle of all time.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Metalingus followed by Kaze Ninure. Wow. Fuck Savannah for being such a shitty crowd, but you know what? Y'all won't break my soul. You won't break my soul because I still found a way to enjoy it. It was amazing. It was beautiful.
And you know, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was nervous about this match coming up, knowing how the crowd was being during other things. You know, like I'm like, if you're not getting up for that, you're not going to fully appreciate the main event the way that you need to. You know, but anyway,
they got up. They got up. You know, they ended up getting up. You know, they should have done better. The problem is only 1,800 fans in attendance. I ain't gonna lie. I've seen shows with 500 people in attendance get up bigger than that. They just wasn't.
Hey man, all you need is one me.
Yeah, they just wasn't live. Like, you know, and it's okay to say that. Like, some places are better than others. For example, them Texas crowds, they be having one side of the arena, but they be loud as hell.
Absolutely,
they be teed up. You know, so
some of you guys just aren't fun.
Yeah, and AEW shows are supposed to be fun. Like, you're not supposed to watch the show. You're supposed to be in the show.
I'll tell you, when my sister and I went to our show here, we spent the whole show getting the whole section around us trying to find out where Hangman got his jeans. This is a mission I continue to be on, but the whole section, the whole show, and then you could see like Hangman fought first and then he was off the show for the rest of the time and we were still going at it. So I'm sure on TV it sounded stupid, it looked fun, whatever, but like, be fun. So Savannah, you and I finna have a problem.
Exactly. I mean, especially like AEW pay-per-views too, like that, there's nothing like it. Like, there's nothing like it. I remember Full Gear, which in hindsight wasn't even one of the best pay-per-views of last year, but I had 2 Hennessy cocktails in my hand and that Texas death match, man. The way I ascended, like I was off the hen dog bad. It was
off that you watching the Texas death match is crazy. Although I will say, I probably shouldn't say this, but a guy I used to date, our first date was to go see Kenny versus Vikingo, and. And I was pretty under the influence that night too. So maybe it's something about, you know, just stellar matches and a shot. Maybe Savannah needed a shot.
You want to know what's crazy? But I've also been to like AEW shows like completely sober and like still marked out. Like, and like it's just fun. Like, you know, especially like if you're not around weirdos in your section, like fantastic time. But yeah, Greensboro is going to be crazy. I'm almost positive we're going to have anywhere between 15 to 20K in there for Revolution. It's going to be the best weekend of my life. I can't wait. I've said that.
We didn't mention that, but yeah, Sting and Darby came out.
Oh yeah, Sting and Darby.
Yeah. And then Big Bill and Ricky Stark. So we're going to do that match next week, I think.
Exactly. Well, they said 2 weeks from now.
Okay.
In New Orleans, yeah. So,
yeah, that's where
that's crazy. Then Ricky about to drop the title.
Drop the belt in your city. Damn.
Yeah, because he do need to drop the title. Sorry, but Sting need that. I'm gonna need that.
Yeah, because I'm gonna need Sting to lose to the Bucks on his way out. So.
Exactly. So I'm gonna need that. Thank you. But yes, Copeland versus Suzuki delivered. This is what I appreciate. I appreciate that we're watching Adam Copeland try new things in real time. And it's almost like he's being like brought into the big boys in real time because he said, I've never wrestled anybody who hit that hard. We know. We know. This is your first time. He got that first lick. He said, well, hold on. Dropped to his knees. So what I get myself into? My brother dropped to his knees. That first lick.
Wouldn't you? Suzuki be But I think it was also just thinking about it, just the idea that we're getting like Adam Copeland versus Minoru Suzuki. Like that's crazy.
On a random Wednesday, because why not?
What? Who would have thought, it was great. It was everything I hoped this match would be. It was hard hitting. I felt like every time they was taking shots, well, really every time that, Copeland was on the receiving end, I said, it was, to somebody's point, it was clear that the match had a little bit of a strange flow, just given the overrun of the show and everything, but I had a great time. I was fully immersed in it. I don't know if I think Cope is having the time of his life, and I think that's really what it comes down to, and it translates on screen. Like I'm like, yeah, we're all having fun. This is fun. You're getting hit this hard, but it's a good time,
This is truly a great time. And it's also cool to see, like I said, this over 50 crowd in AEW right now, y'all got to wrestle. They said everybody got to work here. Everybody got to work. The 20-year-olds, the teenagers, the 50-year-olds, everybody got to work. They've been putting the old heads to work. You got to work. And so I've been a fan.
Absolutely. And like I said, I hope that my goal in life is to hit, I was going to name a name, but this person, as hard as Suzuki be hitting people. And not even at his age, just I'm just training, and somebody's point, yes, Suzuki did not bump. You don't do that. Why?
Because bump for who?
Why would he? Who's this dude?
He bro, Cope put his hand down and Suzuki growled. He growled.
Oh my god.
And walked away. I said, this is a real worker.
See, I'm not ready for that. He wasn't ready.
Real worker.
And you know what it really just reminded me of? I don't know if he's gonna like this comparison, but you remember when Rio fought Suzuki when she was like 12?
Yes.
The first couple minutes of this match felt like that to me, where I was like, oh, you're not ready for this.
And I said, did you know? Did you watch the tape? What that is?
And that's the other thing about Suzuki is like putting yourself in his shoes, even in kayfabe, it's like, okay, like who is this dude? Because he's coming in here, he ain't got no title, he ain't got no wins, no, nothing of substance. Like he's stepping to me for what? And the attitude absolutely came across.
And also, what was I going to say? I'm not even sure how familiar he probably is. Minoru Suzuki don't strike me as somebody who watched a lot of WWE.
Yeah.
And just like, okay, he just pull up. He said, he always ready to beat somebody's ass. I think that's the cool thing about Minoru Suzuki. He don't care.
Yeah,
he don't care about none of that. And I think also booking his arch nemesis to fight Bryan Danielson on Saturday is like,
I love it. I love it. And I want to say, not to be like, well, first of all, I want to clarify. I have every man on wrestling Twitter muted. And if I want to see what you have to say, I'll seek it out. Okay. But that includes Tony Khan. Okay. I am not sitting up here being like, oh, everything's so great. I love AEW. But it is really cool that there's a company like that exists like this where we can get stuff like this. It's just such a strange combination we wouldn't have let ourselves dream about like a few years ago, and it made sense and it was cool and it was, I don't know. Sometimes I just have a moment where I'm like, I'm glad this exists,
When Copeland said, I told Tony Khan I wanted to fight Suzuki. He said, I don't know if he's free. Let me call him. And as soon as he got the confirmation, the graphic went on Twitter. I have never believed something so fast.
I
I 100% believe it.
Yeah, that makes
I
sense.
100% believe it. Feel like, all right, he free. Hey, this Suzuki, you pull up. I believed it. 100%. 100% believed it. So yeah, thankful to the Murder Grandpas. They entertained me as the lifelong Adam Copeland / Edge truther. This meant a lot to me. That was Dynamite. We don't know much about Dynamite. What do we know about Dynamite next week so far? We have the 2 Hangman and Swerve matches.
I was gonna say the dealer's choice. Other than that, I don't know.
Oh, and we have Taya Valkyrie versus Deonna Purrazzo, which has already been set in stone.
Oh yeah,
that's going to be happening.
Let me fix my face. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Mariah May versus Lady Frost is going to be on Collision.
Oh, yeah,
So yeah, that's Dynamite Book. It's been a long night. Where can we find you, Danny?
Why'd I just blank? I know my own name. On Twitter at Danny Livingston, spelled across there. And also Black Girl Wrestling is our podcast and our blog. And despite some of the controversial takes we put up there, I do have some sense. So if you could follow me, that would be great. Yeah.
And you can follow me at Lyric Wrestling on the Twitters and the Instagram. And you can subscribe on YouTube at Lyric Swinton. I am very sleepy, so I can't remember any of the things I'm supposed to tell you, but Maps and Graps is coming out this week. That's what I can tell you. That is what I can tell you. But thank you so much for tuning in for the Dynamite Book. We'll catch you next week. Bye.